My son, like Angie said, he's in Michigan State, so I was there earlier this week, and I went up to the campus, and I saw my son in school, and it was so funny. He's first year law school, and I was at a meeting about maybe 3 weeks ago in Dallas, Texas, at headquarters for Mary Kay, and I kept getting this text message. No, my son was calling me. He was calling me. I was in this big meeting, so I texted him back. I said, "Is this an emergency? Do I need to step out of the meeting to talk with you?" And he says, "No." He texted me back. He said, "My tort teacher, which is the hardest teacher at the law school, walked in and gave a student some Mary Kay lipstick." And my son said, "You know somebody does Mary Kay?" He says, "Yeah, my wife does Mary Kay." He says, "Your wife does Mary Kay?" I said, "Yeah. Well, my mother does Mary Kay, and her name is Gloria." And the law professor said, "Gloria Mayfield!" I said, "Clutch, you're going to get an A." So the world is really small. You don't never know who's doing Mary Kay. It was just so exciting. But anyway, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I'm third of 4 daughters, and I left Detroit to go to school at Howard University in Washington, D.C. But while I was growing up at home, in the 7th grade, they found out that I had a reading disorder. So I'm dyslexic, and both my parents are educators, and they missed it. I was one of those students who grew up in school who had to take their coursework in the other room. You know those kids who have to take the test in the other room? You know, the ones you guys look like. Oh, she's in the special room. That was me. For all my years growing up, I always had the special test. I had the extra time there. But anyway, I did get through high school, and I left and went to school in Washington, D.C. at Howard University and studied management for 4 years. And after I studied management for 4 years, I moved to Boston to work for Gloria Corporation, where I used to manufacture film. And I did film manufacturing every night from 3 o'clock in the evening till 11 o'clock at night. I manufactured film. I did it every day from 3 o'clock in the evening till 11 o'clock at night. Because what I did was film manufacturing. And I did it every day. Usually from 3 o'clock in the evening till 11 o'clock at night. I did film manufacturing. I manufactured film. Are you familiar with film? Well, I manufactured it from 3 o'clock in the evening till 11 o'clock at night. I did it for 2 years. And I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but have you ever worked a job that after 2 years maybe you say to yourself, there's got to be a better way? Have you ever had that? Well, that's what happened to me. I said to myself, well, maybe there's a better way. And you know what happens when we don't like our jobs? We used to go to school, right? And then we stop liking school, then we get a job, right? Right? That's what we do, right? So I decided to go to school, and I did. I applied to school, and I got into Harvard Business School, and I remember calling my mom and telling my mother, I said, "Mom, I got into Harvard." She said, "You did?" Oh, she was shocked. She was shocked because school was so hard for me, you guys. It was. And I was at a time in my life where I could have applied to school anywhere. So I did. I applied all over the place, and I got into Harvard. And I was so excited. And I remember my mom's reaction, and I remember his reaction. And I want to tell you something. While I was there, I had a lot of extra help. And one particular woman used to read to me every night. Now, we had to do our own work, and then she stayed up and she read to me so I could get through the school. And my daughter is named after her, because Juliana just really stayed up. So my daughter's name is Juliana because she's just like a really good friend that just stayed with me, because I knew that once I got that piece of paper, you know, that piece of paper, if I could just get that piece of paper, everything would be okay with me. How many of you have your piece of paper? You know the piece you can't find anymore? that critical piece of paper, right? That's the one that we don't even look at anymore. That's the one. So I left from there, and I took a job with IBM. And I used to sell the big computers for IBM. You know, the large, big. I used to sell the $4 million computers. And at that time, when you sold a $4 million, it took up like a building 4 times the size. It was a long sales cycle. And they did not give me 50% like they do in America. Are you clear that they did not give me 50%? Are you clear that if they had given me 50% on a $4 million computer, I would not be here working. Are you clear? Okay. But they didn't give me 50%, but you know what I know about 50%. So I was excited. I was really excited. You guys, I'm serious. I was so excited to sell computers. And we were doing really well, And I was out there in the field all the time, selling. I loved it. So then they called me to the office one day. They said, "Gloria, come into the office." So I came to the office, and they brought me to the manager's office. He sat me down and said, "Gloria, we want to promote you." I said, "You do?" They said, "Yes. We'd like to go into management." I said, "Really?" They said, "Yes, congratulations. You're #1 in the branch." I said, I'm number one. I said, yes. We'd like you to teach everybody else how to do what you've done. I said, really? He said, yes. And when you come into management, you're going to go on straight salary. I said, great. And he said, when you go on straight salary, you're going to take a little decrease in pay. You know how you wait for more information? There had to be more information. There had to be more to the deal, right? Because I was like, I looked him dead in the eye and said, I didn't need to go to Harvard to understand what the word decrease meant. It's amazing how much they don't know about us. I am not going to come in earlier, stay later, take on other people's responsibilities, do your work, my work, and make less money. Oh, no. It took me 2 weeks to exit interview from them because they did. They flew in, they said, Gloria's going to leave, Gloria's going to leave, and they kept finding these executives, and at every meeting, I would listen to what they said. I listened, and I listened to what they said. And then I'd say, given everything you just said, does this mean less? And when you ask a pointed question, you can't sugarcoat it. Because how they were sugarcoating it was, if you work over in this department for a little while, and if you work over here for a little while, and if you do some of this for a little while, blah, 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 blah. So I left, and I became a marketing manager. And I want to tell you guys, when I left at that time in my career, it is still today the most courageous business decision I've ever made. It was very difficult to walk away from that situation. I believe at that time it never laid off anybody. It was the place to be, the place to be, the place to be. Gloria is just so fortunate. The bottom line was I had worked very hard and they were offering me less. That's just really what the bottom line was. And so I took a job at Stratus Computers as a marketing manager. And I had one of those jobs that required me to travel a lot. I loved it. I had a secretary and an American Express card, and long title, and itsy-bitsy salary, and everybody was all impressed. And I called the marketing manager, so yeah, thank you. Oh, yes, thank you, thank you. Wow, good marketing manager, yes, thank you, thank you. And I go in my office and say, oh, I hate this office. I hate this computer. And I really can't stand you. It was a very difficult place because the people attitude was very different. And for me, I used to go into work at 8:30. And about 8:45, you know how you go get that coffee in that supper place that everybody goes to get the coffee, right? Everybody gets their coffee at the same place, right? With the same mug. All of you do it. Everybody's going to be like, we all do it. We all walk in the same way. Well, they walked in like this. Girl, I'm so tired. I am so tired. Girl, I am so tired. How you doing? I'm so tired. That's how they walk in. So then pretty soon I started walking in the same way. Girl, I am so tired. It's 8:45. And I was saying I was tired. So one day I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm not tired. I wasn't tired. I wasn't tired. But here's what I found out. You become just like the people you hang around. So if you hang around tired people, you'll be tired. If you hang around broke people, you'll be broke. And if you hang around ugly people, look at so you're hanging around because you become just like the people you hang around. And that's what happened to me. But what happened was, on a Monday, my girlfriend who lived 2 doors down from me, her name was Jessie, and we did a lot of different things together. Anyway, on Monday, she called me, and she invited me to a skincare class. And the reason I tell my story is because people sometimes think it's this complicated thing that happened, and it really wasn't. She just called me and said, Gloria, would you like to come down to the skincare classes when we're coming over to teach skincare? She didn't say anything more than that.